JJ, the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. So this video's for small business owners, medium business owners, big business owners, for business owners. And if you haven't watched my videos before, there are a few times, maybe a few times a month, where I put together a video that would be similar to maybe a football coach or soccer coach or baseball coach or a tennis coach, a coach that is going to motivate in a way that doesn't necessarily work for everybody. So if you have issues with somebody getting up in your grill and you haven't seen one of my videos before, know this is 1 out of 100 videos. So don't judge me on this video alone, but for those that like coach, we're going coach, because this is the time for you to survive as a small business owner.
Yeah. JJ, the CPA is here.
One question for you. Are you running a charity? What's the answer? Yes or no? You're running a business. What is the purpose of a business? To make money. If that offends you, then why the hell do you own a business? You own a business to make money. You make money to be able to provide what it is that your business is. If you don't make the right amount of money, you can't even provide what it is that your business does. Did you start this business to dip into your retirement? Is that what your goal was when you first started this business? Boy, I hope that I get 5, 6, 10 years into this and then blow my entire retirement and pay extra taxes on retirement. Boy, that's a goal of mine. You know what I'd love to do is I want everybody to like me and then go bankrupt. That's really what success is to me. Are you kidding me? You opened this business probably because you wanted the freedom of being a business owner. You knew that you could do it better than the person you were doing it for. That's why you started the business, right? An entrepreneur is somebody that works 60 hours a week to avoid having a 40-hour-a-week job. But you also started it because you knew you could make enough money to do what it is that you wanted to do based on the wages that you were making working for somebody else. So do you want to protect your freedom, or do you want to go back working for somebody else? Because if you do, then shut your business down before you dip into retirement, before you blow your savings, before you go bankrupt, and go get a job working for somebody else right freaking now and get honest with yourself. So what am I talking about here? This is a time of survival. Get real with yourself. Even if your numbers are up, great, I'm glad. Will they stay up? Why are your numbers up? Your numbers might be up because you got some aid from the government. Perfect, glad you got it. But your numbers may feel like they're up because you haven't had the same expenses. So be more real with yourself in looking at your numbers to ensure that, are they up because you haven't had the same amount of expenses on your back, or are they up? And if they're up, why are they up, and will that continue? What happens if we shut down? What if we go back? Okay. Now I want you to also think of this. Okay. For those of you that are like, oh, and you probably aren't even listening if you're like, I don't need to listen to this video. Every small business is potentially bankrupt in 90 days. Don't even think different about your business. Why don't you take a look around at all the giants that are going out of business, the people that are in your community. Take a look around. If you're not seeing them, then do some Googling. Why don't you drive around? Why don't you just drive a mile radius around where you are and see how many businesses are gone? How do you know they're gone? Well, there's a for lease sign there now. You see a sign that used to be there. Is that what you want for yourself? The answer is no, of course you don't. So what do you need to do? You need to review your pricing. You need to increase your rates. Unless you increased your rates in January or February of this year in 2020, it's time to increase your rates. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that I'm gonna raise my rates in the middle of a pandemic. Did I say that you had to raise your rates right now? You better figure out what you need to raise your rates though to make up for the business that you're losing or that you may lose. Okay? If you're already charging your clients $10 million an hour, okay, probably don't need to raise your rates. I would think you'd be sitting pretty good. Okay? Can you raise your rates 5 cents an hour? Okay? Or could you raise your product 3 cents? But why would I do that? Because 3 more cents in your pocket. Okay? If you're not doing the same production, if you're not doing the same sales, you're not selling the same number of hours, products, whatever it is that you're doing, the way that you make it up is to increase your rates. Now, secondary, okay, every small business owner thinks, well, I'll cut expenses. Great, because that's exactly why you got in business. You got in business to get by on 4 phone lines when you've had 10. You got in business to make sure that you didn't get name brand waters for your customers, that you got them the no-name brand. Maybe you're already doing the no-name brand. My point is this. Here's what most small business owners think. Okay, if I'm not doing as well financially, I better find what expenses I need to cut. Well, then that means that you really were running your business not paying attention to your expenses. So yeah, don't get me wrong. Take a look at your expenses. Okay, take you about 15 minutes. Can't be that big of a deal. Okay, you're gonna look at your bank statement. Does this make sense? You're gonna look at your financials. You're gonna look at your general ledger. Great, do it. Do the exercise. The way you make more money is you raise your rates. If you don't want to raise your rates, then you need to look at what services are you providing and what are you giving away that you now need to charge for. What I want you to do is to wake up a little bit, and maybe you don't specifically need to be woken up. But 80% of the businesses out there are doing this right now because it's natural. They got the blinders on because it's natural. They have the blinders on because they don't want to see other businesses going out of business. They don't want to see that their competitor went out of business, even if that helps them. They don't want to know that their friend or whoever they've been hanging out with went out for business. They're going to just keep right here. It's just natural for every small business owner. Let's just focus in right here. It'll all go away. I'm saying to do this. Take a look around. Now, guess what? It's not a ridiculous exercise because you may review your pricing, you may review your expenses and go, well, I'm sitting good. Well, did you know that before? Yes? Great. You confirmed it. So you should be reevaluating costs and your fees every single year. Businesses that wait over time to increase their rates, by the time they're like, I got to increase my rates, it's so large that it then is problematic. Okay, every year you should raise your rates just a little bit. A little bit. 50 cents, give me a break. What are you doing that you can't increase something 5 cents? Okay, you're selling something for $3.75. You can charge $3.95. You're charging something that's $86. Well, you can charge $88. Can you not? All these little things help. I will tell you this, if you're gonna raise your rates, then raise them, okay? If you're gonna raise it 5 cents, it should be 20 cents. If you're gonna raise it $10, you should raise it $20. Here's why business owners don't raise their rates. The one customer that is a total ASS that shouldn't even be your freaking customer complaining to you. That's the number one reason small business owners don't wanna raise rates. They don't want to be checking the person out and the person like, wow, that's more than last time. I can't believe that. Get out of here. Get out of my shop, no charge. Get out of my clinic. Don't you ever come back. Let every customer, every patient hear you scream it at that customer and that patient. Get the hell out of my office. Get the hell out of my shop. Get out of here. Because they just insulted you. Okay? They just called your old lady fat. They didn't value what you're doing. Get out of here. You're kidding me? You running your business for the one customer that's going to complain to you? Are you kidding me? So not only are you running a charity, but you're also running some scared little business? Get out of here. Wake up. Wake up. You don't want customers that don't value you. You don't want crappy customers that complain. Get out of here. One complaint from a customer of mine, I wait for the check to clear and I fire them. No exceptions, period, the end. Every one of my customers know it. And I can't wait to fire a client that's gonna complain about me or my staff. Get out of here. I don't have time for you. Out. So, not gonna worry about the one customer. Maybe the two, right? So now what's the hesitation with the small business owner? Well, I don't know if they can pay it. Okay, very kind of you. Okay, first question that I asked you is, are you running a charity? No. Okay. Think of it this way: law of averages. You increase your rates 10%. Oh my gosh! What? Okay, call it 5%. Okay, we're not murdering people here. We're talking about the rates of your business, the rates of your fees and your charges. Okay, you raise them 5%. Okay, let's just use simple example here. You were charging all of your customers, you made $100,000 in 1 year. You're going to increase it 5%. So if nobody leaves and everybody buys the same, you're going to make $105,000. You're like, yeah, but what if some don't pay it? You could lose 5% of your clients, your customers. Well, I don't want to do that. Okay, then you're running a charity, move along. Well, you could lose 5% of your customers and still make the same amount of money. Run the math. Okay, run the math. So let's just say that of the 100,000, you have 100 customers. Each one's paying you $1,000, right? And now you decide you're going to charge another 5%. So your 100 customers are now going to pay you $1,050, and you're going to make $105,000. Take away 5 of those customers. You're only left with 95 customers. Oh my gosh. What? The 95 customers that remained paying you $1,050 have made up the difference. Okay, so if I take 100,000 divided by 100 clients, and that's 1,000 per. And now I'm going to charge them a 5% increase. So it's 105,000. But I lose 5% of my customers. I now only have 95. I now have free time. I now got rid of the customer that's bitches all the time. Well, that sounds terrible. So now I'm going to take the 95 customers that are left that are paying me $1,050, and I'm making $99,750. You're right, you lost $250. Bam. Yeah, not worth it. Not worth it. Wrong. It is worth it. You can lose 5% of your customers. You know why you don't want to lose customers? Because you work so hard to get them. Well, good for you. Okay, we're going to be in year 2040 and you're still charging the same amount, bankrupt, pulling money out of retirement? What did you start the business for? Freedom. What did you start the business for? Because you know better. Well, do you know better than the person you used to work for? Because the person you used to work for raised rates. You do know better than them. Raise the rates. Do you want the freedom? Then protect it. Do you want to go back and work for somebody else? Yes or no? No? Raise your rates. Well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this right now. And this was my lifestyle before COVID, okay? This is the lifestyle I'm stuck with. I can't just hand in my car just because we're going through COVID. And I'm not bragging to you, but I'm telling you this right now. Clients hire me because I drive a Jaguar. Is that bragging? I don't care what you think. It's not bragging. What I'm telling you is that My customers don't go, well, if he's driving a Jaguar, he's clearly making too much money. What they say is, well, he must be good. When you go to a fine Italian restaurant or a steakhouse, you talk about, oh, so juicy and the service and all that stuff. Usually don't even talk about the price. People will pay for what they value. If they don't value, why do you want them as your client? So if you're gonna raise your rates, do it now. If you're gonna lose money, you're down, you think you're gonna be down, you need to raise them now. Wouldn't it be better to know now if you have customers that are gonna leave you than you have time to replace them? If you're happy making 100 grand, do you wanna make 100 grand with 100 customers, or do you wanna make 100 grand with 95 customers, room for 5 more customers to join in, or better yet, you get to leave at 4 on a Friday? So when you're raising rates, you do it immediately, you do it across the board, you do it with everybody, and you do it to where it is uncomfortable for you, okay? You go, well, I don't know if I'll do 5%. Maybe I just do 3, okay? The people that are gonna leave you, it doesn't matter if it's 5% or 3%, they're leaving you. Good riddance. So do the 5%. Or if you're like, well, no, I'm only gonna do 3%, then it better be 3% every single year. So this is now in August of 2020, going into an unknown period of time. Unknown period of time is there going to be any more federal relief by the time you watch this video? Maybe there is more federal relief. There is more loans. There is more PPP. That's bracing an economy that is getting ready to fail. So it's probably going to be something. But is that what you want to rely on? Are you willing to risk your freedom? Are you willing to risk having your business in play for you? Are you willing to risk your retirement? Are you willing to risk, bankruptcy, closing your business? You love what you do. Do you want to keep doing it? Then you need to look at what you need to be charging. And especially if your circumstances have changed for COVID, your customers are going to understand. The customers that don't understand, get out of here. Get out of here. I don't need you. Whatever. Maybe you don't want to say that. You say, well, let's see, I'm going to make a decision. Do I pull money from my retirement? Do I eat beans? Does my business fail? Does bankruptcy? Because I decided I want to run a charity. I decided I'm going to put my customer and their little complaining before me protecting my business. Now, for those of you who are like, well, I can't, there's no way I can raise the rates. There's just no way I can do it, and I'm not going to do it. Okay, then it's time for you to also find another stream of revenue to come into your business. Stop finding excuses to not make money. The hell we doing here? Stop finding excuses to not make money. Find ways to make money. You don't want to raise your rates. Okay. What are you giving away for free that you need to start charging for? And then the customer can decide if they still want you to do that service. Well, we used to hand deliver whatever. Great. Now, if they want it hand delivered, you need to charge a little extra. Well, then they may not buy it. What do you mean they may not buy it? How do you even know this? You know your customer. Okay, I get you know your customer. But if they're not going to buy it unless you deliver it, they still want it, they'll pay for the delivery. And if you're still arguing with me, what the hell are you doing in business here? Why are you arguing with somebody that's trying to find ways for you to put more money in your pocket unless you're running a charity? Okay, oh, well, money's not everything. You're right, it's not everything. But if your business is looking to be in trouble, which is every business in the United States of America, pretty much, you need to be looking at these things. You can't wait until you're dipping into retirement. You can't wait till you're hiring a bankruptcy attorney. Every business is 90 days away from being bankrupt. Every single one. How? Why? Your business is closed. No business can be done. How long do you last? Boom, you're done within 90 days. Credit's extended. You can't borrow any more money. You're out of business, big or small. Run your own numbers. Most small businesses You close that thing down 6-8 weeks, it's done for good. You don't want that to happen to you. So stop arguing with yourself, because you're not really arguing with me. Stop arguing with yourself about raising rates. Stop arguing with yourself about making more money. All you can do is charge what you feel it's worth, and your customer can decide to pay it. Make them decide to pay it. So what? You lose 5% of your customers in that example. You lost 5%, you lost 5 customers, oh my gosh. But you made the same amount of money with 5 less customers, with that much more time available, that many less complaints. Makes sense, right? So start looking at it as a business owner. Stop holding it so tight that then there's nothing left, because you ruined it. You crushed it into a million pieces because you held on to it too tight. Stop doing this. Peek out. Take a peek around. You're gonna go, what? And go into survival mode. Boy, I tell you this right now, I've gone way harder than this. Those that watch these videos, you know that I have gone way harder than this. I don't even think I slapped the table one time. Here's the thing. This video was for you. I don't need to hear your complaint about it. I don't need to hear your bitching about it. I don't need to hear your opinion about it, if it's negative. If you don't get this video, why the hell do you own a business? Sorry. It's because you're running a charity. Now go back to the beginning. You run the analysis, you've reduced your cost, you're charging maximum, you're charging for everything that you can. Awesome. Then you're doing awesome. But if your customers are going to go down because they're going out of business, if you're going to be closed, are you prepared for that? Be prepared for that before it happens. How do you do that? More money coming in the door, not using reserves, not using lines of credit, not using the federal aid that you may be getting, unless you have to, depending on what the aid is. I'm here for you. I'm an advocate for you. Your customers still want you around. Okay? All the customers I got on my list now, because I don't have any customers on my list that I don't like. Every customer that's on my list, they want to make sure that I'm taken care of, that my family's taken care of. They understand I need to make money. They understand I need to make a jag payment. Okay? Because I'm in business. I'm here to make money. I'm here to take care of my family, put my son through school to get a full scholarship. Yeah, I'm here to drive Jaguar. That's right. Okay, if you knew my story, you knew my background, okay, it's not just about driving Jaguar, it's about a whole host of things that it represents for me in my life. You know, for you, it may be, I want more freedom, I want more time. Great, that's your Jaguar. The point is, you went into business for a reason. Stop forgetting about that reason and protect it. All right, hey, if you made it to here, you're probably already a subscriber, and I don't even need to ask. But if you made it to here, I love you, I appreciate you. Check out my other videos. I'm just a CPA. I'm not even a coach. I'm just a CPA, and what am I doing? I'm looking out for you. All right, hey, love it if you'd subscribe, and then don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me. Have a great day. Raise your rates.